From the New York Post, Jon Stewart cuts open his hand while smashing mug in anger at ex-President Biden. I'll be going to the hospital soon. The first thing I want to say is he did cut his hand in an obvious pre-scripted bit where he'd break a mug, and that's fine.
You can tell because he moved the lamp out of the way.
Right.
Yeah.
And he wasn't angry. It was a bit. He was making a joke by smashing the mug. The important point of the story is not that he cut his hand open. I hope he's okay. It's that he was playing this game of, yes, he calls himself Doge Curious and says, we want to cut waste, fraud, and abuse. And then he does what he's always done best. Obfuscates the issue to confuse lower cognitive functioning individuals to pull them away from the obvious truth. What's happening right now with Doge is that they're going where they're going to departments that are giving away money, that are paying people who aren't working, and they're cutting wasteful spending and abuse right away. Because that is a threat to the establishment machine, Jon Stewart has to be in opposition to what Trump is. But how can he when Doge is a popular concept? Cutting wasteful spending, who's going to disagree with that? Especially if they say, we will give you a $5,000 check once we pull $2 trillion in funding. So Jon Stewart says, I'm Doge curious. I like the idea, but they're in the wrong place. We got to cut tax subsidies for big corporations. And then he says, excuse me, because they're screwing you over at a Diddy party and making you pay for the baby oil. The simple point is this. Jon Stewart's whole bit is that the answer to wasteful spending is to increase taxes on corporations and not at all to fire people wasting money, stealing money, or defrauding the government, or not at all to lower your taxes. His whole segment is, no, Trump is bad. Trump is firing people, but it doesn't do anything. We need to raise taxes on corporations. And my response just is, there's going to be people who fall for it. They're like, yeah, well, who cares about gender studies? Why is Walmart getting a tax subsidy? And it's like, okay, tax subsidy means a discount on their taxes.
Right.
They're not being given money, so we're not paying them. You're basically saying you want to raise their taxes. Okay, fine, I guess. But what does that have to do with what Doge is doing?
Sure, absolutely, and you know, another big point of this, because you know, we're not just talking about big businesses and everything. You know, we're talking about, okay, you'll see people on X and pretty much every other platform at this point whining about the fact that, oh, well, Elon just cut $500,000. Like that's nothing for the federal government. It's like somebody worked their entire life to pay $500,000. I mean, think about somebody 75 years old. How much did they pay in taxes their entire life? Does it get to the point where it's $500,000? That's working an entire lifetime to pay off this measly $500,000 bill. To fund gender studies and transgender operas in Cambodia. I mean,
there should be, like, if you're in a certain tax bracket, there should be a cap on how much money you spend in taxes in your lifetime. Somehow that should work out.
Holy cow, that is like the exact opposite of what Elon was talking about.
Right, you're saying like the most tax you could ever pay would be like $10 million or something?
Whatever it is, yeah, I don't know. I think that I should be done paying taxes.
Or just not pay any taxes.
I'd imagine that would be a good amount, but not like.
I feel like I'm done. Like, I've paid so much in taxes. I look at it and I'm like, damn, you guys took my money.
Well, so the difficult thing is
stop the bleeding.
The difficult thing now is to assess the rate by which we tax people. I'd have to know how much you've paid.
Oh, I can't reveal that.
Right, so that's the issue.
Humiliating.
I mean, if we're talking about if we're talking about a low number, like after you pay $200,000 in taxes, you're done.
Yeah.
Then most people are done. Most people are done in their 20s, probably.
I feel like a lot of people don't realize how much they spend in income taxes.
Yep. It's so much money. And when I lived in New York, you had New York City taxes
I didn't say
and state.
I said taxes.
Oh, well, okay, even better.
I like that even better. Yeah. But I was thinking income taxes specifically. But in New York City, you pay city taxes and you pay state taxes and then you pay federal taxes.
Yep.
Plus you pay, 8.75 sales taxes. That's crazy.
Yeah,
There's a lot of that.
I can't believe there are people that still live in New York City. I can't believe
it's the greatest city on earth. It just,
It's what?
It's the greatest city on earth.
That is not correct.
According to who?
According to me, obviously, I'm the one talking.
I disagree.
It's better than Philadelphia.
You put your garbage on right in front of your buildings, just out.
Better than DC.
Well, sure.
It's better than LA.
No.
No, I don't even. I can't even go there with that.
They don't
think
have a
it's better
trash
than
service.
LA.
They do have
can
trash
walk
service in the
everywhere.
valley.
San Diego's absolutely
You can walk
beautiful.
everywhere.
It's great year round.
Yeah, I'm sorry. San Diego's better than New York. I'm not saying San Diego's the best either,
awesome.
though.
Why
I haven't
would you
been to
want
San
to?
Diego in a long
Honolulu's
time.
pretty great too.
I've never been there.
It's pretty
Listen,
awesome.
listen, Libby, New York smells like sour milk.
Not all the time. Sometimes it smells
No.
like maple syrup.
The sun comes out and that sour milk is strong through the air. It's a-
Maple syrup.
It's
pretty
true,
good.
man.
Syrup.
Yo, New York.
Stabbed in the
Is it-
subway, and
I never got stabbed.
thankfully,
My mom's boyfriend got stabbed when I was a kid.
I didn't. I know someone that did. I never got stabbed,
How
but I know
many people
someone
do you know
Oh,
that have been stabbed around here? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
There's-
A homeless person slept in my car the other night.
What?
Greatest city on earth.
Yeah. Here.
Oh.
Here.
Wait. Someone opened your car and went into your car and.
I went to my car in the morning and it reeked of cigarettes. And I don't smoke cigarettes. And no one's been in my car who smokes
Door
cigarettes.
locked?
No, I didn't lock the car. I forgot to lock the car. I live in a rural
Well, I don't
area.
think anyone slept in it. Someone smoking may have rifled through your car.
Someone went in my
So
car.
wait, you don't live
All
in
my-
New York City, but you're saying that it's the greatest city in the world. Why not live there?
Yeah.
Why not
Well, I
live there?
used to live there, and now I bought a house around here.
I'd probably flee too because everybody, it's like at this point you go there. Look, I mean, I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but you go to New York, you can't even afford unless you have a decent income. You can't even afford to go visit New York at this point.
Wow.
Well, no, visiting
let's
New
talk
York
about
is
railroad
way more
apartments.
expensive.
Let's
than
talk about
visiting
railroad
is-
apartments. Those should be illegal.
Yes, those should be legal. But visiting is
a
way more
railroad that is.
expensive than living
So they'll
there.
call it a 3-bedroom,
It's
but
like a shotgun shack.
okay, it'll say 3-bedroom apartment, and what it is there's a living room, and then there's a door in the middle of on each wall, and you walk into the next one, and there's another room, and that's bedroom 1, and then you walk through bedroom 1 to get to bedroom 2, and then you walk through bedroom 2 to get to bedroom 3. So when you live in a railroad apartment with roommates, the middle of your room is the hallway, and this is how people in New York live. And I
I
was
think
like,
it's a third world country at that. Is that even legal? I didn't think that was legal.
and the crazier still is the bachelor apartments, which are becoming more and more popular, which is terrifying. I lived in LA, and I knew some people, they were skateboarders and they rented bachelor apartments. Why? Well, they don't care. They're scuzzy skateboarders who make minimum wage working at a burger shop, and they were like, bro, it's $300 a month and I get a place to sleep. Bachelor apartments, you know what that is? It is a single room that's probably like 5 by 10. Yes, super. Well, no, not 5, maybe it's like maybe 8 by, no, not by 20.
Are these
no,
like
sir.
little pied-à-terre type of things?
You walk in the building and you basically have a closet with a window, and you have a
Well,
bed.
no wonder you're a bachelor.
You have a bed in it. It's a bachelor. They're called bachelor apartments. The bathrooms are all shared, and it's a couple $100 a month. That used to be wow, you must be broke. Like it was for temporary workers and people who are, just otherwise not able to afford something. They're common now among Gen Z in New York. Gen Zers post videos where they're like, this one costs $1,800, and there's no bathroom. There's a sink. It's one room with a sink in it, and they're like, can't afford it. That's what New York has become, and the sour milk smell. Like
Well,
everybody
maybe more
knows
of
the
us
sour
should
milk.
live on the Gulf of America. We've got
Yep.
like 5 states, states bordering the Gulf of America.
We went to New York. We did a big Times Square campaign and got a bunch of billboards up. And we were like, we're going to bring all the crew and we're going to go and take pictures at the billboards because, we're doing a big marketing thing. That morning, as we were arriving in New York, a man took a machete, walked up to an old lady, and just slashed her in the back. Just,
Listen, they're
What is
ruining
going on?
it for sure, but it was really good. I mean, when we had
Oh, you're backtracking now.
I still think it's the best city on earth.
yes. But then, all of that being said, they also filmed The Daily Show there.
Daily Show.
It's
With
filmed
the-
in New York.
Isn't that Trevor Noah?
No, it's Jon
to
Stewart.
be
We're
Jon
literally
Stewart.
It was
he does
Trevor
one.
Noah?
Yeah,
I don't watch that show.
it's really funny how Trevor Noah became alt-right. Did you see that video? That went viral?
the one where it turns out he's really pro-segregation?
No, he's alt-right. He literally said Finland for the Finns. Like, I'm not trying to be cute by saying he's alt-right. Trevor Noah, formerly of The Daily Show, had a viral podcast video. It was at Timcast News. Follow at Timcast News. We posted this, where he literally says, "Did you ever notice that things are going really well in Finland? Why? Because they're all Finnish." He then says, Trevor Noah says, if a black person shouts, he knows what they're saying because they're black.
Yeah, that's right.
Just like,
And he was talking about segregation.
and I was
Basically,
just like-
he's in favor of it.
but he's not talking about that's
He's in favor of separate, like race-based society.
yes, but it goes more than that. I would agree he's arguing for segregation, but at the national level. When he argued that Finland should be for the Finns, I was like, yo.
It's the most base thing he's ever said.
This guy should have a conversation with some white nationalists because they're going to completely agree with him.
Did
Yeah,
he
they will
realize
all be
what
on
he
the
was
same
saying?
page.
Yes. And he said the problem with segregation was that certain black folks couldn't get bank loans. And obviously that's all bad, oppression. But his argument was black people should be, and this is what Trevor Noah argued, separate. And he argued that Finland works because they're all Finnish. And then he says, he's like if you shout at me, I know what you're saying because you're black. And it's like, I got to be honest, guys, I'm going to need your help on this one. See, I come from a mixed background. So maybe I'm lacking the ability to understand the guttural grunts from individual races. But do you, as pure-blooded white people, understand each other's grunts like Trevor Noah does?
I don't know how many grunts I'm
think it's a
getting.
yes.
Do you grunt?
I
mean, he's
don't
from Philadelphia. They have their own dialect.
We whistle.
We whistle.
You got a Philly grunt.
You know,
but he's
when I'm in the grocery store and I lose my kid or whatever, if I just go, yo, I'm the only one. He knows where I am. He finds me.
But
It's
Trevor
the Philly
Noah said,
language.
if you
It's
shout
Philly
at me,
language.
I know what you are saying because you're black. And it's like, is there race language that I don't know
I
about?
thought that was weird too. I was like, I understand cultural cues. Like, you know, when you move around regionally in the United States, like sometimes you won't understand cultural cues that are going on. But I don't really think that they're race, to me, like they're regional based. They're regionally based.
Well,
Like
but
when
I
I moved out
agree
here, I didn't always understand what people were saying. You know, like if it took me a while to understand that when somebody says bless your heart, they don't really mean a nice thing to you. You know?
Yeah, they're saying you're naive.
Right. Which apparently, works. Right. But like there's cultural cues all over the place.
Sure, and everyone I think agrees with that. Trevor Noah's point was that it's like his argument was literally if you take two black people and put them in a forest and they're from two parts of the planet and they walk up to each other, they're going to make grunting sounds and understand each other.
That's pretty weird.
That's very weird.
Yeah.
What is he?
Is that not
you know
true
what?
with Asians, Tim?
Well, I'm saying I must lack this ability because I certainly have never understood any guttural sounds from
Right.
Asians.
Yeah.
You know.
So how do you keep
white
up with it
people,
in
for that
your
matter.
in your greatest city on earth over there when you have everybody from
You're never
countries?
going to get me to say New York City.
But you go there in the
New York
front.
was great in the late 80s.
Well, that's when my mom's boyfriend got stabbed.
Right, but it was getting cleaned up.
It was also good in the 90s and the early 2000s. You know?
Trump came in, right? Cleaned up that town, yeah. Mm-hmm. And he made it the #1 city.
Yeah, he did a great job. Giuliani. And then Bloomberg came in and injected just like millions and millions of dollars of his own cash. You know, there'd be like a budget shortfall for the Met, and he'd be like, oh, here's just
got
a
you.
little anonymous. It's anonymous, you guys. And be like, yeah, that's right.
But it is insane to see how much they are fighting against what.
Yeah.
I don't see Eric Adams as I don't think he's been red pilled. I don't think he's a Republican. He's definitely not MAGA, but they have totally turned against him. And, they were trying to push for this literal socialist radical. I mean, he might even be communist.
Well, there was Maya Wiley, too. I mean, she's the one who literally went into the house and was like, a woman is anyone who says she is. And it's like, oh, okay.
What is in the water in New York that's making these people think this way? How can you
Water
live
comes from upstate.
upstate?
With
Okay.
natural pressure.
Right.
Yeah, from the
It's an
elevation.
aqueduct. Yeah.
No, but but
And
how
there's a secret stream in New York?
Yeah,
They
really.
built a building over it, but you can look over a wall and see the original stream is still there.
That's very cool.
There's a guy made a video 10 years ago about it. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.